I like center attention, that's why I said I would do it. Okay, our next guest, Ed Kilgore, is recognized as one of the most respected sports anchors in Western New York. He graduated from the University of Missouri with a journalism degree, but followed his penchant for sports. After brief stints early in his broadcasting career in San Antonio and Houston, Texas, Ed took a chance on a job opportunity with WGRZ-TV Channel 2 in 1973, and it was a perfect fit. For 38 years, Ed has covered it all from Super Bowls to Stanley Cups, the Olympic Games to high school playoffs, archery to water polo, and probably every sport in between. Ed consistently conveys a keen insight and passion to every sporting event, athlete, coach, and local interest story he covers. Ed most recently has been honored as an inductee into the 2011 class of the Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame. Ed is also a member of the Western New York Kids Escaping Drugs Hall of Fame. In 2010, Ed climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in efforts to raise money for the kids escaping drugs. TJ, Uncle Tori, and I had the honor to get to know Ed and see his insights about the many challenges ahead, which he made it seem like it was easy, and it wasn't, before our own climb in 2011's past February. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Channel 2 Sports Director, Ed Kilgore.
Don't even know where to start here. It's funny, Jackie, when you said that by the way, congratulations to Jackie Walker. She just was inducted into will be inducted into the Buffalo Broadcasters Hall of Fame. I don't want to embarrass you, Jackie, but you're too humble to say that. But you talked about the lead story tonight being a sports story, the Bills' #1 draft pick. I think Doctors Nowak and Lang should be the lead story every night, quite frankly, with what you're doing. I really do. And if I had my way. But I didn't know Jackie personally, but I certainly knew Tori Hirsch from covering him over the years in gymnastics and the great things he's done. And so Tori, kind of out of the blue, I hadn't talked to him for a long time, and he called me a few months ago and said that TJ and Angela wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and they knew that I had done it. It's hard to believe it's been almost a year ago that happened. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but it was the most difficult, challenging, both physically and mentally, undertaking I've ever done by far. Nothing else is even close. And so when TJ and Angela said they wanted to do this and raise some money for research into leukemia for Jackie, I just thought, and I have a penchant for young people too. I did it for kids escaping drugs, some young people that have problems in that way. So it was a way to do something that's a little different and nothing wrong with bicycle events or running or walks or what. But I thought, well, you know what? If I can climb the fourth highest mountain of the 7 continents, it's 19,340 feet. That's, just to give you an idea, that's, if you take any mountain in Colorado or Utah, it's about a mile higher. So it would tower over anything in Colorado. So it's not to be trifled with. So I knew that TJ and Angela had their work cut out. It's way too much to try and tell you all of it right now, what the experience was. But I will very briefly tell you a little bit about the final night. And I'd like to hear TJ and Angela's take on this, because for everybody it's different. But first of all, a lot of people, I didn't want to say this when we had our lunch, Tori, but several people a year pass away dying trying to climb Mount Kilimanjaro because of altitude-related diseases or heart problems or that kind of thing. So, and we had 3 people that were hit with cerebral and pulmonary edema and had to come down. I know they had 1 or 2. So 6 days into it, each day we're climbing probably an average of about 3,000 feet and getting acclimated to the, and it's, each day was difficult, several hours, you're really tired, but that was nothing like the final night. On the final night, we wake up at midnight, and get ready to go. And we have to fight. We're at 16,000 feet now, and we have 3,000 to go. And it's very steep, rocky, and it's very cold. And the wind was blowing. It's about 10 degrees. And we've got our little lights on. And by now, remember, we're not only are we exhausted even before we start, but it's hard to breathe because the air is so thin. In fact, at the top, your oxygen level is about 50% of what it is at sea level. So it's almost like you're running up a hill, and even if you stop and rest every half hour or so, which we did for a couple minutes, it's really a challenge to make yourself keep going. So while we were going, and I can just imagine that TJ and Angela were maybe thinking about Jackie as they did. I would fully imagine that because I know I found myself thinking about things like this. You need that inspiration to keep going. We did this for 6 hours, and I don't even remember. I don't even remember about the last 2 hours. You get sort of in a daze, but I just remember thinking one foot in front of the other, just keep going, which is such a good thing to think about the way we live. You just put one foot in front of the other, and you just keep going. And eventually, I thought we have to get there. I heard some yelling, and I remember it was all of a sudden I realized I could see the crater. It's actually a dormant volcano, Mount Kilimanjaro is. It's in Tanzania, by the way, Africa, which is right on the equator, but it's very cold up there. And we got up there, it was just about 7 a.m., and the sun popped up. You're exhausted, you still have a little ways to go to get up to that crooked little sign. That's 19,340 feet. They call it Uhuru Point. That's where we all want to get. And that sun popped up, and I'll break down here if I start thinking about it, because it was an amazing moment of a sort of a connectedness, a spirituality that's hard to explain. But we got up there, we took a lot of pictures, we hugged, we cried, everybody was very emotional. And then it took us a couple days to get back down. But there's not a day goes by that I don't think about that and why we did it and the result of it. And I think everybody has it in them to do something that is beyond what they think they may be capable of doing. I know that was certainly the feeling that I came away with, and I think we all have it in us. So I just thought for TJ and Angela to do this on behalf of Jackie was just really something special. And I'm glad to be a part of the night. Thank you.